Claire had always been drawn to old books. As a librarian in her small town, she spent most of her time surrounded by dusty tomes, imagining the stories hidden within their pages. One rainy afternoon, while organizing a neglected corner of the library's basement, she discovered a door she had never noticed before. It was carved with strange symbols and had no handle, only a faint inscription, "Only the seeker may enter." Curious, Claire placed her hand on the door. To her surprise, it swung open silently, revealing a staircase that spiraled downward. Against her better judgment, she stepped inside, clutching a flashlight. The staircase led to a vast, dimly lit room filled with bookshelves that stretched into darkness. The air smelled of aged parchment and ink, and the faint sound of whispers echoed through the space. "This isn't part of the library," Claire whispered, her heart pounding. As Claire wandered through the endless rows of books, she noticed that some volumes glowed faintly, while others seemed to hum softly. One book, larger than the rest, caught her attention. Its cover was blank, but it pulsed with a soft golden light. She reached out and opened it. To her astonishment, the pages were blank at first, but as she stared, words began to appear. "The seeker has arrived. The Library of Endless Tomes welcomes you." Claire gasped and snapped the book shut. The whispers around her grew louder, as if the library itself had come alive. "What is this place?" she murmured. "The library holds the stories of every soul," a voice said behind her. Claire spun around to see an elderly man in a long robe, his eyes kind but piercing. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am the keeper," he said. "And you're here because the library has chosen you." The keeper explained that the Library of Endless Tomes was no ordinary place. Each book contained the story of a life, past, present, and future. The glowing books represented lives still being lived, while the silent ones belonged to those long gone. "But why me?" Claire asked, still holding the golden book. "Because you're a seeker," the keeper said. "Someone who looks beyond what is visible, who searches for truth and meaning." Claire felt both honored and overwhelmed. "What am I supposed to do?" The keeper smiled. "The library needs a guardian, someone to ensure that the stories within are never lost or misused." As the keeper led Claire through the library, he showed her how the books worked. By placing her hand on a cover, she could glimpse fragments of the life within. But one shelf caught her attention. The books there were locked, their covers dark and forbidding. "What are these?" Claire asked. "Stories that were stolen or corrupted," the keeper said gravely. "They no longer belong to the library, but their presence threatens its balance." Before Claire could respond, a shadowy figure appeared at the edge of the aisle. It moved swiftly, its form flickering like smoke. "What is that?" Claire asked, panic rising in her chest. The keeper's expression darkened. "An intruder. Someone who seeks to take what doesn't belong to them." The shadowy figure darted between the shelves, reaching for one of the locked books. The whispers around them grew frantic, and the library seemed to tremble. "We can't let it escape," the keeper said, motioning for Claire to follow. They chased the figure through the labyrinth of bookshelves, the glow from the tomes illuminating their path. Claire's heart raced as she realized how vast the library truly was. It seemed to stretch on forever. The figure reached a glowing portal at the far end of the room and turned to face them. Its eyes were cold and unfeeling, and its voice was a chilling echo. "You can't protect them all," it said before disappearing through the portal. The whispers fell silent, leaving Claire and the keeper standing in the stillness. "Who was that?" Claire asked, her voice trembling. "The collector," the keeper said grimly. "And this isn't the last time you'll see him." The keeper led Claire back to the central hall of the library, his face etched with worry. "The collector is a thief of stories," he explained. "He seeks to destroy the balance of the library by stealing the lives held within these books." Claire glanced at the locked books, their covers dark and pulsing faintly. "What happens if he succeeds?" "The stolen stories are lost forever," the keeper said. "And with them, the futures they hold." He handed Claire a small, ornate key. "This unlocks the tomes the collector seeks." but only open one if you must. Each holds great danger." Claire hesitated before taking the key. "How can I stop him?" The keeper's eyes softened. "By understanding what he's after. The library has chosen you for a reason, Claire. Trust it." Curiosity gnawed at Claire as she studied the locked tomes. One, in particular, seemed to call to her. Its cover was carved with intricate patterns, and the whispers around it were louder than the rest. She inserted the key and turned it. The lock clicked, and the book flew open, releasing a burst of cold air. Images swirled across the pages, a young boy standing alone in a dark forest, clutching a torn book. Claire watched as the boy grew older, his face hardened by loss and anger. He became the shadowy figure she had seen earlier. "That's the collector," she whispered. The keeper nodded. "Once he was a seeker like you, but he lost his story, and with it, his purpose. Now he believes that by stealing others' stories, he can fill the void within himself." Claire closed the book, her heart heavy. "Is there any way to stop him?" "Perhaps," the keeper said, "but only if you can restore what he has lost." He handed her another book, this one glowing faintly. "This is the collector's original story. It's incomplete, but if you can return it to him, it might be enough to break his curse." Claire opened the book and saw fragments of a life, moments of joy, pain, and hope. But the final pages were blank, waiting to be written. "How do I complete it?" she asked. "By showing him that his story is worth saving," the keeper said. Claire ventured back into the depths of the library, the glowing book clutched tightly in her hands. She knew the collector would return, and she needed to be ready. The whispers grew louder, and the air grew colder. The collector emerged from the shadows, his eyes narrowing as he saw the book. "You think that can save me?" he sneered. "It's your story," Claire said, stepping forward. "The library hasn't forgotten you, even if you've forgotten yourself." The collector hesitated, his form flickering. "My story is gone. It's too late." "It's never too late," Claire said firmly. "The final pages are blank, waiting for you to finish them." The collector reached out, his hand trembling as he touched the book. The whispers around them softened, and the library seemed to hold its breath. As he opened the book, his shadowy form began to fade, replaced by the image of the boy Claire had seen. Tears filled his eyes as he saw the life he had abandoned. "I remember," he whispered. The final pages of the book filled with light, and the collector's story was complete. He smiled at Claire, his form shimmering as he dissolved into the air. The library glowed brighter than ever, its balance restored. "You've done well," the keeper said, his voice filled with pride. Claire placed the book back on the shelf, feeling a sense of peace. She had found her purpose, not just as a guardian, but as a protector of the stories that shaped the world.